Big breath.
I was making sure I had like my tabs open and shit. So I was like, I want to talk, but I don't know if I'm ready yet, actually.
Folks, sometimes I'll just randomly throw this to John to lead in an intro, and he's on the spot a lot of the time.
Yeah, you know what? It'd just be nice if you'd be like, hey, you do this one now.
It's way more
Before
fun.
I
It's
hit
way
the
more
record
fun
button.
for me like this, yeah.
You prick.
What did you think of the dice game last time,
That
man?
was pretty fun, dude.
Yeah, I got a few more here. We'll just probably randomly pop in some of the numbers that didn't come up. I've got one of them that I'm not 100% sure if it's sexist, homophobic, generalizing, or all of the above. I had an interesting thought earlier this year that I'm going to honestly articulate it, but it might come off in a bad way.
I'll help you
But
if it does.
I'm going to be honest about the thought that I had when it came up, so...
That's funny. Well, on that note, we'll just get into it, shall we?
yeah.
So welcome into the I Shower After Work podcast again. Jason is joining me again. Well, I'm joining you, Jason. We are in the East Side job trailer.
Until the West Side gets fixed up and ready to rock and roll, the foreseeable future, we'll be on the East Side.
At least a little bit.
Yeah. This is the benefit to having two separate spaces to record. Actually.
Yeah.
I feel bad for people who have one recording space, and when things go sideways, they're basically screwed.
Yeah. And you know what? You bring up a good conversation because we are talking about the basement remodel on the West Side studio,
Yep.
right? Because it is a long project. It has been going on for 3 years now. It just keeps growing. So today, how about we actually talk about the true value of home improvements and different projects and what that actually looks like for people? Because I think a lot of people don't understand about what they should do to their home if they're looking to resell it or if they're just looking for better quality of living. I think there's a skewed line there.
It's a whole thing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get into it. I like the thought, right? You could be talking about painting the upstairs, putting in a new sink, changing your whole kitchen, the siding, building. It could be anything, right?
Right.
What's worth it? What do you get your replacement value of if you sell it later? Or the other side of the coin, what do you get for your own personal enjoyment value while you're living in the property? And do those two things occasionally align?
Right.
So that seems to be the broad scope.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's so weird looking at you through my glasses because I need them to see the fucking laptop now.
It's weird seeing you with glasses.
Right, but occasionally I have to take them off because you're like a tiny bit fuzzy. So I know I've talked about it, folks. Within about 8 inches of my face, I need the cheaters now for things to be clear and not give me a goddamn headache. But after that, I'm still an eagle. I can see perfectly out to distance. But when I'm wearing them to look to laptop and then I look at John, not only do I look like an old guy who's now looking at my buddy through my new fucking glasses, but I'm sure it is weird for you.
Yep, a little bit.
And I don't like doing the whole NCIS taking them off sunglass thing when I talk to you about stuff. It feels really weird.
Right. Well, you just got to pull them down on your nose a little bit
See,
and look over top of
but
them.
again, take a photo, man. That's even worse, right?
Because you're going
Right? You see, yes, that's what I theoretically should be doing, but take the photo. That's even worse.
But that's the deal. Like, and then you're looking up, you're tilting your head back to look at your screen.
Right.
So it's, ooh. So I got a new phone, and this thing does not like the computer screen. Good Lord.
Yeah, they get twitchy, eh?
Oh, it gets bad. What the fuck is it doing? Okay, well, there we go.
Yeah, it's not good, folks, but at least I can see the words clearly. And
Right.
especially at work now, and I'm dealing with small print on stuff, which is very common with us in electrical parts and whatnot. It's not good.
Well, and it's what you got to do. I mean, I'm getting to that point now, too, that I've started to notice finer print.
It's tough, buddy. But I will say, all of a sudden, when I put them on, it was like, oh, I can see.
Yeah. I got to start fucking thinking about getting cheaters again.
Yeah,
I used to wear glasses.
I was mad at myself because all summer the cheaters I got at Costco. We talked about in the last episode briefly.
Yeah.
3-pack for $19.99 or whatever,
cheap.
right? Kind of. They could have been maybe. I know they go in like halves, like 0.5, 1, 1.5.
Yep.
I got 1.5s. I probably could have got away with a 1. But
Yeah.
at the moment, I was like, 1.5 sounds about right. Michelle has 2.5s and they're too much, so I just picked them. I probably could have got away with less, but one of the pairs vanished immediately.
Really?
I've been struggling to keep track of the 2 pairs that I have. not to get off on a tangent here, but that's what we do, folks. Part of it was Michelle also wears cheaters, and if she can't find hers because she doesn't put things back in the same place every time like I do, which I've complained about before, marriage life is fun, folks. She'll pick mine up, and then she'll put them down somewhere else. I'm like, I know my glasses were here, and now I've learned to go, hey, honey, did you wear my glasses? Oh, yeah, they're over here. Okay. I've been living with two all summer.
Yeah.
I'll take some on the motorcycle. I got a pair at work. All of a sudden, I'm down to one pair, and then I find that third pair gone.
Fucking just gone.
Like a sock in the washing machine, gone.
Oh, that's too funny.
Turned out we had been taking a break this summer when I got all my stuff out today to stack up and record.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the other pair is in my laptop bag. Third pair.
Right where they needed to be.
Third pair right here. Got them.
That's funny.
Yep, they were gone all summer. It's because they were in the laptop bags. Took them to John's last summer there.
That's funny.
But anyway, here we are, buddy. So yeah, you and I are both kind of in it right now,
Right.
ongoing. It slows down, it picks up. We're working on home improvement projects like most property and homeowners will.
Yeah.
As I mentioned earlier, it seems to me that there are the two different versions: resale value, current enjoyment,
Quality of life.
Quality of life, and then sometimes they meet in the middle, and you can get both out of it, right?
Yep.
So yeah, I thought it would be fun to kind of get into that a little bit today, because you can be talking about small projects, large projects. And as I looked into this one, the biggest thing for me was not only the fact that you could be talking about a little paint job all the way to building an outbuilding or adding an addition on the house,
Yeah.
but the skill level and understanding involved of the people doing the projects.
Yeah.
Because with the cost of things now, people are, you always have to buy the material, but a lot of people are trying to make themselves the laborer.
Right.
And depending on what you know and don't know, that can get twitchy. So
Yeah, it
where do you
depends.
want to start?
Well, oh God, we could start it really anywhere. But at the same time, when we're talking about it, yes, you're right. The cost of everything going up, and what materials cost and what labor costs are and stuff like that. A lot of people are opting into the DIY, the sweat equity, which I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I primarily stick to that facet of things. I like doing things myself. I find enjoyment in taking a bit longer to get the quality I want by doing it myself. There are some things that I just don't fucking do. As said in the last episode, sheetrock and tape texture, I won't fucking do it. It is an art. It is a skill that I do not possess. And although I have tried with every fiber of my being, I cannot wrap my head around getting a fucking nice tape line. It doesn't work.
And the people who do it do a great job. That is one area where I think paying for a professional is important.
And the guys that I just recently had on my basement, they just did the bathroom. That's the only part that they did. He was very, very professional. He explained it very, very well. He's like, look, it's going to seem like it's a little high for a bathroom, but he's like, we're going to take our time. We're going to do it right. He's like, you sit on the toilet and stare at the wall. I don't want you staring at a tape line.
Exactly.
Fantastic. And it does. It looks like glass. The guys did a very, very good job. I'm very happy. Which I in turn said to him in that conversation, be like, no, it doesn't fucking matter, because you have a skill that I do not possess. I want it done nice. I want it to look professional. That's all I care about.
And there's nothing worse than looking at a project that you did, critiquing it down the road when you know you probably should have done something different, taken your time, hired a professional.
Hired a professional.
Right?
Yeah.
I recall the townhome Michelle and I used to buy when I was first living in the States. I had to work for cash job because I didn't have an official work permit just yet. Don't deport me. Don't deport me, Trump. I'm paying my taxes the last 18 years. I'm good. I thought that I should pull up the shitty, sucky, stick-down tiles that were in our small downstairs townhome bathroom and actually tile it.
Sure.
I didn't use spacers properly. I moved a couple. I stared at the terrible grout lines and terrible tile work for years before we moved out of there.
Yep.
Every time I sat down to use the bathroom, got out of the shower, like, fuck, I should have done a better job at that. So,
Yep. It makes a difference.
It sure does.
I think people get caught up in the cost of things, especially when they start planning a project. If they have any, real mental acuity for trying to plan anything, on a house remodel, prices skyrocket really fast if you're not careful. We got a couple of websites here that just have outrageous numbers that I can't believe, which they happen to probably be true. I know before I even started my basement, I ordered a bunch of material.
Yeah, you had some stuff sitting around for a while, cabinets.
Yep. I had 17 grand before I even took down a piece of sheetrock.
Right.
Like, that's a lot.
Yeah. Sitting there acclimatizing.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll say right off the bat, as we go here, there was a word that kept coming up in my research was minor.
Yeah.
For example, a minor kitchen remodel, a minor bathroom remodel, a minor flooring. We're going to get into it later. The websites that we looked at must be some pretty broad range averages, because what they're using as minor is, I would say, major, but we're going to get into it.
Right?
We're going to get into it. Some of them scared the shit out of me, what they consider to be minor. And some of the national averages, I don't know what you came across. John and I stayed completely separate on our research here to see what we'd each find and what sort of coincided.
Yeah, it's fucking insane.
It's insane.
Yep.
I think some of these have been more in high-end areas, and then they asked a couple of people in the suburbs.
Right. And I think I was trying to think of this because I saw your notes in here too. And I'm like, well, maybe it's the fact, like, what is a minor kitchen remodel? If you don't mind us just jumping into that.
Yeah, no, just jump in, right?
So, well, let's back up. We're going to take this in steps. All right. Let's talk about, what do you think, Jason, are the, say, top 3 things that you can do to a house for resale value?
Okay, I'm going to try to be, I've done the research already, so I know what the experts, quote unquote, on the internet say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before I started this, I wrote mine down so that I wouldn't get lost in the weeds of it. In my head, it was a kitchen and or bathroom remodel, flooring, and then outside visual stuff. It was sort of a tie between getting new siding or doing a bunch of landscaping. In my head, those were the 3 that would be the most beneficial as far as resale went. And then on the other side of the coin, because we are going to jump back and forth a bit, folks, is for like personal enjoyment.
Mm-hmm.
I also thought the landscaping thing factored into that a bit, making your yard a little more functional. A deck. And I know it's going to sound crazy, but like some sort of fun bar living space for the having people over, a functional entertainment area somewhere in your home, whether it's a room, a floor, whatever, seemed to me to be the most enjoyable for me. What about you, man? What did you think were the big ones?
So going off of my personal experiences, houses that I've owned and being in the trades like we are and being connected to that realm, I can honestly say, like, the biggest benefit for resale value is kitchen and bathrooms, or it's flooring in your house.
Right.
Now, the quickest is landscape, but at the same time, the curb appeal is huge. So you can't really lump it into a bunch of like just 3 things, because besides siding, it depends on your house. Like if your siding's trashed, like, yeah, probably should get some new siding to up the curb appeal. You'll get your money for it.
Right.
But
it's
new doors.
It's a drag, because you have to think that we've busted this into 2 pieces already.
Mm-hmm.
Resale versus current enjoyment, right?
Yep.
But there's a split on the resale as well. The curb appeal, and then once you get inside.
Yep.
Right? So as far as curb appeal goes, I see what you're saying. Yeah, if it looks like shit from the outside, it doesn't matter if the inside is beautiful. People will look at the pictures on wherever and go, it looks like trash. How nice can the inside be?
Exactly.
Right.
And some people like me would look at all the pictures and be like, yeah, the outside's a little rough, but they were only able to update the inside. I can update the outside.
Right, which is the real living space.
Right. And your curb appeal, I think garage doors and main door is huge. I think that's above siding. If you put new garage doors on, new main door, your house looks 100% better, even with shitty siding.
Right.
As far as like quality of living things, I'm not too into like bars and shit like that. I'm more into organization, storage space.
Sure.
I think having an organized closet, having room for items so your shit isn't cluttered in your normal living space is huge. I am big on quality of life because the things that the landscape that you won't really get return on is if you do an elaborate outside like backyard.
Right.
You'll get money back on curb appeal, front yard landscaping. When it comes to backyard stuff, you won't see the full return. But I like a good outdoor cooking space. Fire pit.
When I said bar, like entertainment, I should have been more specific. Like not specifically bar, but some sort of entertainment area makes the most sense.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that meal was good. Sorry, everybody. We had to take a quick minute to get something to eat.
Yeah, John and I got after it earlier here and just realized we really needed food. So anyways, we're back at it. We were talking about backyards versus the bar thing. I didn't mean to say bar. The entertaining space is where we were, right?
Yeah. And I think that ties in really well with quality of life stuff because like I was saying earlier, like you don't really get a lot of ROI on stuff like that on like backyard spaces. You'll get some, but not a lot because not everybody spends time outside, right?
Well, that's it exactly. So you say that. Let's go to the facts here quick. We'll just go through some real common ones, all right?
Right.
So from Zillow.com, I know Zillow hasn't had the greatest reputation lately, but nonetheless, they should at least have some vague ideas about. So this is the list of things that they say are some common, popular remodeling things that they will do, and average cost versus resale return on investment, things like that. All right.
Yep.
Number one, an entry door replacement, and it specifically says replacing with a steel entry door.
Yep.
I don't know if that's because it's supposed to seem more secure or a steel door is better or they look nicer. I don't know why they specified steel.
All the above. I think it's mostly a security thing.
Okay. So they've got the average cost here. They don't say, it just says nationwide. So take the facts for what they're worth here, folks.
Right.
Cost of $2,350, resale value more like $4,400. You're recouping about 188% there. Okay. In the grand scheme of selling your home, a couple grand extra for the effort. I mean,
right.
Okay.
I mean, that's fair. Like I had a outfit come over and price out replacing the front entry on my house. It was 10 grand.
See, that's fucking crazy for a door.
Yeah.
Right. That's crazy.
Fucking insane.
Number two shows is manufactured stone veneer. So pulling off the old aluminum foam back siding or shake that you got and getting a fake half veneer of stone. They look real nice. I considered it with my place when we moved in for a while.
Yeah. I have it on mine.
Yeah.
Bottom 3 feet.
It looks nice on your house, right? Yep. Average cost on that, 11 and change. Resale, 17 and change. That's 153%, give or take. That's pretty good.
Right.
Now we get into some stuff that it's a little squirrely, okay? A grand entrance.
I want to know what they actually think a grand entrance is. Are they talking about the foyer?
I had to look it up. No, so I thought it was a foyer too, right? Or foyer, depending on where you're from in the States. They are talking about outside of the main entrance to your house.
Okay.
The steel door we just talked about. Some sort of fancy overhang, post pillar.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, yeah.
When you're standing waiting outside for the homeowners to answer the door, you're not standing in the rain unless the wind's coming in sideways. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You're looking at 11.5 for that. Slightly less resale. It's about a wash.
Yep.
Okay, 95, 100%, give or take. Sure,
yep.
We talked earlier. That's a curb value thing, right?
Yep.
Curb appeal.
Yep. Curb appeal.
I get that.
Sure.
Sometimes these things are going to be a wash. That one specifically, I'm going to jump back just for a second. You're probably not doing that as a regular homeowner on your own.
No, that's going to be a contractor thing because you're probably going to be pouring some pures. You're probably going to be tying into roof lines.
Right, you're flashing into the roof line. You want to make sure
Yep.
everything is square and true. Like that's not a DIY Saturday Sunday project.
No, I could definitely do that myself.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a multiple weekend,
Right.
or I'm taking a week off of work type of situation.
Yeah, I can honestly say I would be calling in people I knew and trusted
Yep.
to help me with that one. That's beyond my comfort level skill set. I'm sure I could figure it out,
Yep.
but I'd rather have somebody who knows what they're doing, Doug Lukey, than
right.
to call up and say, "Hey man, come over and make sure I don't screw this up. I don't want leaks in my fucking walls." Like, right. So that one, okay, I get it. Curb appeal, sure. Now we get into the real stuff, all right?
Right.
A minor, I know I mentioned this earlier, a minor kitchen remodel.
Yep.
Nationwide average cost $27,500.
Yeah, right around that 28,000.
Recoup a little less. Again, this one's about a wash for resale, but
Yep.
visually would look nice.
And I looked into what minor kitchen remodel is,
Right.
and they describe that as you're not replacing cabinets, you're changing the hardware, you're changing your countertops.
Right.
And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, painting, maybe flooring.
Maybe tile.
If it's a reasonable size, right?
Yep.
I'll give you an idea, folks.
And appliances.
And appliances, right? Yeah. My kitchen, I put new backsplash in, even though John was nice enough to point out in the last episode, I still haven't grouted the top. I did flooring, fixed and adjusted some walls, painted, new cabinets, new fixtures, new light fixtures, new electrical, new appliances, and mine was 11.
Yep.
Right? Now, this also can factor in, you had somebody else do it. So there's another 10 or 12 grand in labor to get it done.
Well, and not only that, so your kitchen is a galley kitchen.
It's a small kitchen, I'm willing to admit.
So you don't have nearly the amount of cabinets that normal people do.
Yeah. If I'm perpendicular to my countertop, my wife ain't walking perpendicular in the other direction.
Right.
One of us is sashaying to the side to get by the other person. It's not big.
But with that being said, like your kitchen fits your house very well. The layout is actually really, really well.
Yeah, we're in a Rambler. It's all we need. We got no kids.
Yep.
I mean, the dog is underfoot now, but
yeah,
we'll eventually, hopefully, train that out of her. I'm fighting the good fight, folks. I've been trying to get her to stop being under my goddamn feet all the time.
Right.
Oh, man, am I glad we ate. John and I got after it earlier here, folks. We really needed something to
we did.
soak it up.
Good Lord.
So I still think that, okay, so let's call that a minor, all right?
Yep.
There we go. So now we move into the stuff that is exterior.
Right.
So siding replacement, there's actually two here. Number 5 and number 7 are both the same, but it's fiber cement siding versus vinyl.
Yep. Hardy plank.
Right. The cost is a couple grand apart, 20 versus 17.5. The recoup is slightly better on the fiber.
Yep.
But they're both ranging in that 88 to 80% sort of.
Yeah, it makes your house look nicer.
Right. It's investing a little to try to sell. So you hope that you're gaining value on your house from market value.
Yep.
That will make up for a few of the minor percentage losses that you take by doing these things in order to sell.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. And most people aren't doing siding unless they have like a hailstorm or a big windstorm that's peeling shit or busting shit wide open.
Right, which I've been hoping for a while. Man, I can't buy a good hailstorm in this neighborhood. Dude. I'm dying, folks. Like,
I actually have a part of my siding. I have vinyl siding on my home, and I have a part on the back side of the garage. There's a window for the kitchen that sits at a right angle to that garage wall, and the evening sun hits that because it's a west-facing window.
Okay.
The reflection has warped the siding on the south-facing wall of the garage.
Oh, sure.
Like, because it's vinyl, and you look at it and be like, sweet, my siding's melting. Fuck.
Right. Yeah, it's wild that it can actually happen, right?
Right. Just from a reflection.
Right. So on the same note, we'll jump around again a little bit here. So go ahead, buddy.
I want to point out number 6.
Well, I'm going to point out 6 and 9. So,
I'm calling bullshit on 6.
Because you think, so number 6 is a deck edition, wood deck edition, okay? You're saying that it's way more than that, I assume?
It's fucking way more to do a deck than that.
Right. So again, we're at Zillow.com here, right? It says the national average is 17.6.
Yep.
Resale at 14 and change, recoups about 80, 83, right? Nah, that sounds pretty low.
And I don't know what okay, so there's a lot of unknowns here. Deck addition, a foot, 10 feet, 20 feet.
4x4 off the back door to walk that. You're right. The thing
I
is, the
don't
national
know.
average is tough on a deck because a deck is such a wide span, even
Right.
more than just a kitchen or bathroom.
Right.
Yes, kitchens and bathrooms vary by size, but generally they're within a reasonable. Deck could be anything.
Right.
Right.
Fucking anything.
Well, and the fact that, yes, the 17.6 seems way low, but even if they're saying that's the average, imagine how many of these must be $3,000 and $4,000 to offset how many of them are like 50.
Right.
Right. That one seems tough. And where it specifies wood, because if we jump down to 9, we'll come back to 8, folks. Don't worry. That's a deck edition that's talking about using composite material. So not wood. Right. The PVC supposedly lasts forever, color all the way through, never paint, never stain, never fuck with. Right.
Yep.
That one jumps up to 25 and change with a smaller resale value. It goes down to like 74%.
Well, and that's the thing people don't understand is composite deck. The whole thing's not composite.
Correct.
You have a wood portion of that deck. You don't have, I mean, I guess some decks are fully composite. I wouldn't trust a fully composite deck.
Your show board, sure.
Right.
But
the
everything load bearing should be wood.
It should be wood.
Right. Like
treated lumber.
Right.
But a good example is my neighbor just had his deck replaced, and they put up a 10 by 10. They took it from like a 10 by 15 with a lower level section platform. It was a 2-step down. You know, he had a lower deck and an upper deck. They took all that down, changed it to a 1-tier deck, 10 by 10 off of his upper level with a set of stairs down, and it cost him $25,000.
Right.
I mean, that is nothing.
Yeah, I'm thinking real reasonable when I do one in the backyard here, and my reasonable number is like 30.
Yeah, I'm working on looking into mine, and right now I'm sitting at probably about 35, 40 with the size I want.
Well, and yours is raised too, right? I'll be able to build mine down pretty easy.
Yeah, mine's 10 feet off the ground.
10 feet off the ground. That's not good, right? So jump back here. Obviously, it says bathroom model. We talked about that one earlier. Mid-range it has here, okay?
Yeah.
25 and change, resale 18.
Yeah.
Okay. That's probably a reasonable number for a mid-sized bathroom. Again, we're in a tiny rambler here, so I'm a little off the normal charts here because our home is reasonably small because it's just the missus and I and a dog. We don't have a big property. So everything costs 20, 25% less.
Right.
Okay. That one definitely makes a valuable investment, right?
Yep.
And then we get into something a little more practical here. Obviously, a vinyl window replacement. This number is crazy low.
Right. $20,000, 22-ish.
Now, the fact that it says the recoup percentage on this is only like 67. Okay. I'm making sure I get my value back out of that if I sell the house. I couldn't do this place with $20,000. And we don't have that many windows.
No, you could not.
Like, that's crazy low. Window replacement in a home would definitely, you'd have to be getting so many like rebates and stuff to get anywhere near that. It's an insanely low number.
Right.
The fact that someone who didn't know any better, who was looking to do some things, who had 50, 60 grand, went, oh, look, we can get windows and it helps with air conditioning and heating and things. They thought they'd get away with that.
Right.
That's been a sticker shock for God knows how many people who looked at this list and went, oh, I can do it for 22. No, you can't. No, you can't.
So I found the exact same number on another site for vinyl windows.
Right.
And that number is based off of 10 3-foot by 5-foot windows. That is bullshit. I can tell you that right now.
You're not getting them done for 22 if you just do the windows facing the street.
You could double that and probably be close.
Yeah. That's crazy, right?
Right.
So we talked about some of yes, there's the bigger ones, but then there's the ones you can kind of do on your own. You don't need to worry. Like most people aren't changing their windows. Most people aren't building their deck.
No.
Siding, right? You're getting a professional probably or somebody to come in and do that, right? That you're paying. The low-cost ones make a lot of sense to me, especially visually once people are in the home.
Right.
Mild curb appeal, right?
Yeah.
Paint the whole house.
Yeah.
New floor. Obviously, those ones are great.
You got to put a new coat of lipstick on the pig.
Yes, for sure you do, right? Like that's an easy one. When somebody walks in and go, look at the nice new floor. Oh, the paint looks great. Those things show immediately, especially considering, I hate to say stuff like this, but it does matter. Like, color palettes change aesthetically over the years.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? Blues might be out, greens might be in. You don't know. Right?
Yep.
Just an updated coat of paint, even just to walk in and go, oh, these are the popular ones right now.
Yep.
Flooring, definitely.
Yeah, flooring's a big one. Depends on the flooring. You're going to have to hire that out.
But visually, it depends on the flooring, right? You're going to have to hire it out. But visually, if you pick a fairly basic vinyl tongue and groove, most people can figure it out within reason, so it doesn't look completely terrible.
Right, and some people can't. I've seen both. I mean, some people put it in and it looks like absolute shit.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely not a fantastic thing. And then some real simple ones here, and one of these is what made me crazy in this whole list. Paint your front door.
Yeah, that's big. That's big.
They're claiming here it could offer as much as $6,450. That's $6,450 on your selling price just to have your front door painted visually.
I mean, $6,000's probably California, and it's probably more like $1,000 everywhere else.
That sounds probably right. And then we get into stuff. I mean, obviously, we talked a small update. So in this one, it talks about the bathroom or the kitchen. Just a facelift, new hardware, coat of paint.
Yeah.
That stuff, obviously, visually, it won't last long.
New beer, new light fixture.
Right.
Yep.
The one I don't like on this list that really bothers me, smart home technology. You can put that stuff in so simply now. That would add from a perspective like mine, that would add absolutely no appeal to me if I walked in and went, oh, look at all the smart devices they have. Nah.
Yeah.
And old thermostat work, and digital thermostat works just fine.
Yeah.
I don't need lights that like turn on from my phone. If I needed that, I'll pay to do that when I move in, right? I'll get a clapper.
Right.
Clap on. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean, it depends on if you market your house that way. Like, if you're going to do that, right? One, go all out. Put in a smart home system.
Everything.
Make it 100% integrated. You should be able to run your entire house, no matter what device it is, off of your phone or laptop. But market your house that way. Be like, this is an updated smart home and not just a house with smart home features.
Right.
Because then nobody's going to give a shit.
Yeah, because there are probably people who are in a different generation than I am, younger people especially, who that would be appealing. Buying a home. It's already fully integrated as a smart home.
Yeah.
Or it means nothing to me. I can see it meaning something to someone younger.
Yep.
Right.
I mean, smart home technology, like I have a smart thermostat. I love it. I can adjust it on my phone. If it's too cold at night when I lay down in bed, I can actually roll over, grab my phone, and turn up the thermostat without getting out of bed. It's a quality of life factor. But at the same time, I can actually pull reports from it and see how energy efficient everything's running. I do kind of like that as far as data driven as it is.
I get that.
But yeah, as far as like lights that turn on at a certain time and scheduling events for lighting to show that people are, nobody's home when you're on vacation, makes it look like the house is somebody's there. That's beneficial.
Right. When my wife and I travel, we just leave a couple lights on.
Right.
We're old school, right? Like, leave the light over the stove on and maybe one of those lamps in the living room. It'll be fine. Now, there's obviously stuff that will always be a waste of money as far as resale goes.
Yeah.
And then we'll jump into some of the more personal enjoyment things later. Mm-hmm. A pool is a waste of time. In most markets.
It depends on your market.
Right. In most markets, a pool is a waste of time. If you're not in California or Florida or somewhere
Texas.
south where you can use a pool all the time, a pool is a waste. Most people don't want the hassle of dealing with it if you're in a four-season place.
Oh, nobody wants the expensive fucking maintaining the fucking thing. Like, they're expensive to have. Not just to install, but to have.
Right. Maintaining is a suckhole thing, right? Like I've seen it from our buddy Doug and a few other friends who have got some like above ground, in ground ones. It seems like a hassle. It's nice when we're there hanging out, but to have one of my own?
Yeah. Nah.
If anything, I'd buy one of those little, 10 by 10 ones from the Costco and just put it up in the summer and drain it every fall just to cool off after work. It'd be nothing fancy. But then again, the chemicals, the maintenance, not wanting some kid to hop my fence and drown in it and drive my insurance through the roof. Like, I'm a worrywart that way. So what are you going to do?
Yep.
Luxury upgrades are obviously a waste of time.
Yep. They
Okay?
definitely are.
You're not going to get any value off of professional grade appliances, Viking, Sub-Zero.
Yep.
Nobody going to pay the extra for that.
Those are solely quality of life items.
It's a flex while you live there if you
Yep.
need it. Yeah.
Yep.
Like you're,
Yeah, if you need to stroke your ego and to all your friends and make you sound and look like a douchebag, yeah. Make sure you point out your Sub-Zero.
right. On that same line.
I have friends that have Sub-Zeros. If you're listening, you're not those type of people. You've never bragged about having your Sub-Zeros. I pointed out their Sub-Zeros, and I'm a little jealous.
Again, though, the benefit of that, it don't get no colder.
No. Things stay fresher longer.
But you know what? Not simple. We paid a bit for our appliances. That's one place we did splurge for quality of living, right?
Us too.
The circulation of the air, the being able to adjust the temperature specifically on your phone and the app to keep things. The vegetables stay fresh longer. They really do. But I got that in mid-range LG appliances now without going Viking or Sub-Z or anything crazy, right?
Yeah. Okay, so I just want to defend myself. I like the Sub-Zeros because the refrigerators are 7 feet tall, 8 feet tall, and they're double doors. You can hold a lot of shit.
That's true. But mine aren't 7 feet tall, but I get double door top. We've both got the little mid-range that we can set to either drinks or frozen, freezer down below. Like,
yeah, but one side of those is the size of our fridge.
that is true.
I'm talking two of both of our fridges put together. I mean, come on.
Again, but you have a family to feed, to keep grocery for, and I have me and the missus who have a fridge that basically looks like we're always eating out, even though we don't. We buy food as we need it most of the time.
Yep.
On the same note with the kitchen stuff, fancy countertops, fancy cabinets.
Yeah, you have to look into your neighborhood. You have to look at what your home's going to be comped with.
Right.
And if they're not putting in granite, don't.
Right.
Because that will be a waste of money. Like, if you're in a trailer house, don't put in fancy shit. You know what I mean?
Right. Even with us, like it's a Rambler here. Like admittedly, I didn't get lucky. I took the time and put my two pieces of my composite countertop together. Took my time, read the instructions, prepared, got ready to go, and got a nice, barely visible seam.
Yep.
I probably should have paid them to put that in.
Yeah, probably.
In retrospect, you know what I mean? But that's what we need for our home. Granite would have been a waste of money. We get way more value personally out of the other side of the kitchen where it's butcher block in between the fridge and the stove as a cutting board than we ever do up. It's real easy to clean the other side. It doesn't stain. It's great. Why we didn't need marble over there.
No.
So,
nope.
But you're right. That's a kind of neighborhood driven sort of deal. That makes sense. Yep. So we talked about what you can get value out of personally, whether it's indoor, outdoor, things like that, right?
Yep.
Now comes the unfortunate part of the whole talk of, we mentioned it briefly earlier, with the cost of materials now. So many people are trying to do these renovations themselves. YouTube University, ad nauseum, we've brought it up, right?
Yep.
That now leads to a varying level of finished quality on the end that can now do one of two things for you. You took your time, you educated yourself, you have a bit of knowledge, and you did an okay to good job on, let's say, you pick something, flooring.
Yep.
Put your flooring in, okay? It looks okay. But 6 months later, it's warpy. You got some span sections that are coming apart. That when you should have paid somebody to put them in. You bought cheap stuff that doesn't click together quite well, or you didn't put your tile in. Okay.
Yep.
And then the other people who do a horseshit job because they didn't know what they were doing but didn't want to pay anybody. And now the money that you put into that project now just looks awful. So it was actually a detriment to spend that money.
Yep.
That seems to be where a lot of people are at these days.
Yeah. And that's the price that you pay. Like, if you don't have the experience and the knowledge to do it, yes. Can you do it by YouTube University? Absolutely. If you have enough common sense to think about other aspects and think about how, because our job, not only do we not only are we electricians, but being in construction and being around it, we have kind of a working knowledge of physics. Like, what does temperatures do to different materials? What do humidity levels do to different materials? Oh yeah, when you're doing flooring, you need to have that flooring sit inside your house for at least a week to 2 weeks before you even freaking put it in, so that it acclimates to the inside temperature of your house.
Right.
And stuff like, and people don't know that. Sometimes it's said on the videos, sometimes it's not. But I think if you're willing to be okay with possibly having to redo it before you move out, then fine. If it's good enough for you right now, then fine. Look, if you fuck up your flooring, it's not going to cause your house to burn down.
Correct.
Okay, whatever, right? But I don't know. It's such a, I mean, we can go down that rabbit hole for a really long time, dude.
Well, it's the thing. But so to your point, yes, we have a basic knowledge beyond the average person of just kind of some general construction things you need to know that the average person, like you said, climatizing your materials sometimes makes a huge difference, right? But we also have the ability to easily walk across the job site and find somebody who's a professional in a specific part,
Right.
and go, hey man, what's some common mistakes people make? I'm putting some shit on my floor. Like, what should I know? Where we can ask that, where a lot of people, they might have a buddy they can call, but most of the time people are going to a random internet video.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? That is a bonus for guys like you and I, ladies who are also in the trade. Like, it makes a big difference.
Yep.
What you're saying, as long as you understand, maybe you have to do it again before you move. What's the cost of doing something twice?
It's expensive.
Right?
Yep. But if you accept it, you accept it, right? Like, you have to be okay with the consequences of your fucking decision.
If you're thinking about this in terms of the conversation that we're having today, which is either current enjoyment or resale value,
right?
You probably are either way thinking about the cost involved. You have to consider, why would I do this twice? I mean, maybe you just don't have the finances now, and when you're doing the financing to sell the old house and buy the new one, you take out some sort of home improvement loan in the meantime. You get,
right.
Sure. But,
well, and a lot of times that we're talking about something like that is okay, so you had a water leak, or you had your appliance, your dishwasher blow up and it warped 3/4 of your kitchen floor, right? Oh shit, well, I've got the money to replace the dishwasher, but I ain't got the money to cover the flooring. Well, I'm just going to get this and put it in for now, just so the floor's covered with something.
Right.
I will worry about the other part later. Or do you just figure out the financing, hire a company, do it once, and you're done?
Exactly. I mean, I can't count the amount of homes I've walked into that there's some sort of decorative welcome to our home, seasonal Halloween, Christmas mat sitting in front of the dishwasher, because I know that's exactly what fucking happened.
Yep.
You don't call your friends out on stuff like that, but you walk in and go, that was $19.99 versus pulling out pieces and replacing your floor because your dishwasher had a leak. I got it.
Yep.
Or the temperature variation in front of your fridge.
Yep.
Or it'll warp and push things. And
yep.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest problems with my little kitchen. Everything is so close together. I did a reasonable job cutting and fitting my flooring in.
Yep.
And even now, a few pieces I really should pull up the transition and just tack that corner down, because they want to separate a little bit.
Do they want to come apart?
They want to separate a bit. Between us wearing shoes in there and the fridge is real close, and yeah, it happens a little bit, right?
I get a kick out of when you walk into a house and there's a mat of some sort right in front of the front door on the hardwood floor. It's we live in the upper Midwest, man. I know what's happening with that mat 3/4 of the year.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't moving that mat.
Yeah, that is
because it was a piss poor design to put hardwood in front of your front door.
Right. Yeah. We have, I didn't do it on my side door coming into the kitchen, but our front door has tile down right inside the front door, not the nice original hardwood.
Yep.
Yeah. Not to mention the fact that, yeah, you put that down for that purpose, and people coming in with wet shoes and this and that, most people don't pick it up enough. And as soon as you move that for whatever reason, that hardwood is now a completely different stain, color, whatever from the rest of your flooring.
Yep.
Which if it's true hardwood, like we have in this house, the original is here.
Yep.
The 1-inch plank it's the last thing. Once everything else is done upstairs, I'll have somebody come in and refinish that floor. It's nice original flooring, but that's the last step.
Yep.
Right? You don't want to be staining that too bad. Like
no,
water
really
especially.
Yeah.
It's not good. So the stuff we were talking about, man, it brings up all cash home improvements.
Mm-hmm. I used to do it that way.
I don't want to take out a loan for nothing. I don't want to put it on a credit card for any more than paying it off before the interest due date comes up.
I agree.
I understand lots of people are in that position. I get it. You sometimes have to pull out some sort of debt to get some of these, especially bigger projects done. Most people can afford paint and a bit of flooring without having to worry about it, right?
Yep.
But if you need something serious, appliances are a big one for people.
Right. Big ticket items.
And visually, that's one of these things that I think comes into both, like we talked about earlier. Current enjoyment and resale, especially if you plan on leaving your appliances behind, which seems to be more and more common lately.
Yeah.
One less thing to move, and I may as well buy new appliances in the grand scheme of things, right?
Yep.
That's a big one. People taking out a small debt, credit card for a few months, pay it off or whatever because that's a huge visual improvement.
Yeah.
Because even if you don't get new cabinets and all the works, look at the brand new appliances. A lot of times a newer appliance just makes your kitchen and everything look a little retro and almost okay.
Yep.
I see why people lean that way. The the problem for me is, man, there's so many different sizes and shapes of a lot of the appliances now.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a little pigeonholed in what will fit in your space.
You definitely can. But there's also become standards on a lot of it too.
I mean, obviously, stoves are a couple different standard sizes, 3, right?
Yeah, and for the most part, a regular residential stove is 30 inches wide.
Right. Yeah.
Plain and simple.
You can get a 36 if you need. If you're really in a tight spot, small kitchen, they do sell 24s. Like,
yep.
Right?
Apartment stoves is 24s, but it's based on kind of what situation you're in.
Exactly.
Dishwashers typically they're all 24.
Are pretty standard. That's a good one, right?
There is 18-inch dishwashers.
Yeah,
but again, they're apartment studio,
college campus. Like, yeah.
I have never once been on a job site or in a house or an apartment building. Just because of the area that we live in, we have room for full-size appliances wherever we're at. I've never walked into one that had a 24-inch stove, an 18-inch dishwasher.
I only have twice, and both of them were dentist offices in their like kitchenette.
That doesn't count then.
Right. Yeah, it's not a residential space, right? It's not a residential space. Yeah, 2 different dentist offices. The only time I saw different ones. Yeah, the fridge was a big one because heights vary, widths vary, depending on what you want.
Refrigerators tend to be a bitch.
Yeah, we talked one time way back, but with mine, we could have got a slightly shallower fridge. Now
countertop depth.
Right, countertop depth. We decided not to because we wanted the space. We're like, what's another few inches? It turned out lucky because on one side it was my countertop, but the other side it was an exterior wall, not exterior, but the
wall.
The one that faces my dining room that stuck out a little bit further. And had we got that one, we would have had it pulled out anyway because the other door didn't open on the French door.
Yeah.
If we hadn't, I was lucky. I didn't think about that in the moment.
Right.
I was planning on the countertop. I'm like, no. It's okay if it sticks out a tiny bit. We need the space. Good thing I did.
Yeah.
I would have been mad at myself if we had got the countertop depth and still had to pull that out.
Yeah.
Because we wouldn't have been returning it probably. We would have been like, it's delivered. We're stuck with it now.
Oh, I'd return that one because that'd look horrible having 6 inches behind it.
But since I enclosed mine on both sides, you wouldn't have seen that.
Oh,
Only
right.
I really would have known.
Yeah, you would have known. I would have known because you would have called me.
Well, when you opened it and looked in,
yeah.
most people would have been able to go, seems pretty shallow. Like, visually, it's like, what the fuck's
looking
on
around the side, being like,
is this
what the fuck is on the back?
Optical fucking illusion here? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
So, but to the point, so we don't get too far off track here. It's the quality that you're going to get yourself by doing a lot of these projects yourself, and whether it's the cost of having to do it twice later when you sell the house,
yeah,
or not doing that and having some parts of the the project look bad when you do resell.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's no real way around that other than trying to encourage people to ask more questions of people who might have a better idea what they're doing. Watch more. We've talked before. Watch more than one video.
Yep.
You know, if a project should take you a weekend to do, you should be watching probably weeks worth of videos.
Quadruple that time.
Yeah, lots and lots and lots. Free time. Don't waste time boob tubing the TV. Sit down, watch a bunch.
Yep.
Listen to the similar. Hey, don't make this mistake. You heard that in 3 or 4 places. That's an important. Don't make that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And you're gonna make about 40,000 trips to the hardware store. Just accept it now.
Yeah. There's things, we've said it. You don't know what you don't know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm pretty confident in plumbing and electrical and whatnot. And I had to do a little plumbing deal on my house recently. I don't even remember what it was, but it took me 4 trips to the hardware store because I kept getting the wrong fucking thing.
Yeah. I've mentioned before the new sink that I put in the kitchen when I remodeled.
Mm-hmm.
Very simple, one hookup, new dishwasher. I made so many trips to the local Ace Hardware. I'm on a first name basis with one of the older guys that works in there now, right? Like, I knew what I was doing. I know the size of the pipe and the connections I need. I had it all visually, but sometimes it just don't go your way.
Right.
What am I missing here when we talk about this, buddy? Like, there's some other stuff I guess we could probably point out. Garage doors came up a lot in all the lists that I saw.
Yep.
That's definitely a return on investment curb appeal for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's part of that, even with it ties into the front door, right? Like, garage doors are definitely a big thing because they take up so much real estate of your front door, the front of your house.
Yeah, visually looking at it.
It's such a big item. If it looks like garbage, it makes everything else look like garbage.
Yeah, which also a well-functioning, reasonably quiet garage door, regardless of its looks. Looks obviously matter if you're looking at resale, right?
Yep.
That's a big bonus on both sides, like we talked. That's good for resale, and it's good for your regular day-to-day living, right?
Right.
Like, you've got that fancy schmancy one that has the camera now that tells you if you left it open and this, that, and the
I
other
can
thing.
close it from anywhere in the world.
Yeah, that's sort of a bonus. Like,
It's pretty nice.
Yeah, when I replace my old junky Craftsman that I've got in there, which is high on the list, I'm going to make sure it has on my phone, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi connection. Like, yeah.
Well, and that's the weird part. I didn't know until I bought that one that they do this. So you can set up with Amazon. You can give them a very specific code for your garage door opener, and they can punch in the code and it opens the garage door about halfway so they can slide the package into your garage, and then they put in the code on their device and it shuts your garage door again. I'm like, might be a thing.
I haven't looked into this. I've only heard secondhand accounts, so don't quote me, internet. I might be off on this, but my understanding is the code is based on the dimension of the package.
Could be.
That's my understanding, is if you have a fancy garage door that has the whole deal, the code, if you've got a newer garage door that lets you set bearing level, if you need 8 inches to slide the box in, it gives you 9 or 10 or whatever. Right. My understanding is it's based on the dimension. Some of them, a fancy new garage door opener, not like mine, right? With mine, it doesn't even make, what I need is a 3 open, 3 close battery backup, because we lost power a few times over the last couple of years. And you can pull the little handle, and I can push the big, because we've got a 2-star. It's a big garage door. It's heavy.
Yep.
I can get under it and push it up. I mean, the missus ain't weak by any means, but a snowy, cold morning, she ain't out there trying to pull that manhandle and open that door. She's just taking my truck now.
Yep.
Yeah, we forgot a couple times the power is out, and I come home like, where's my truck? Oh, yeah, she couldn't get her car out because the garage door won't open because the power's out. Yep. A battery backup would be kind of nice.
I got battery backup on my new one.
That's what a new one will have it. Again, it's high on my list of things to replace, right?
It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I've got a quick list of just simple DIY things for curb appeal for selling.
All right, hit me.
All right. Number 1, driveways and walkways. Seal coat your blacktop, your asphalt driveway, and fix uneven paving stones, right? Don't make it look like shit, right? Cracks in cement walkways. You can get some filler that will temporarily make it look good. That's a temp fix, right? Basic lawn care. get your lawn taken care of, mow it, trim everything around all the landscaping and sidewalks, and seed and fertilize bare spots. Simple. Landscaping in general, trim all of your shrubs and bushes, plant flowers, remove and replace dead or dying plants. That's should be what you're doing every year if you have that stuff on the outside of your house anyway. Paint, make sure you scrape and repaint any peeling paint on your house, doors, siding, anything. And then siding, just pressure wash all your siding or brick to remove stains and brighten the exterior. I didn't know about the spraying, pressure washing brick until I had to do it on my house. I have a pressure washer and I have brick, and I'm walking and I was standing outside. I just got home. I'm looking at the brick on the front of my house and it's the drip edge, completely green. And I have brown brick. I mean, it was fucking green.
I noticed it
and
does
I'm
show.
like, grab my pressure washer and it peels right off. Done. Of course it comes back, but I'm like, oh, that does look a lot better actually.
Yeah, if you know you're having people coming over and this and that, like, it certainly makes sense, right? Yeah, those are good ones. I also found a few here on the opposite note of that, of things that were suggested as a complete waste of money. They were only personally useful, not resale value. Fireplaces are a waste of money.
Yes.
Yeah, you might enjoy sitting around, whether it's gas or actual wood. If it is wood, even if it's gas, that's a huge push on your insurance as well. But yeah, the value you get on that is almost nothing at all. Any sort of home office remodel or game room, they might be what you enjoyed while you were there. The office is set up the way it works for you. The games that you enjoy and the layout, the odds that the next person is going to want them laid out the same or the same sort of games and spaces are negligible. And if you have a pool table or a billiards table of any kind, you almost 99% of the time have to remove it.
Yeah, people don't want them.
If you've never moved one, I did it one time with that stone top after you dismantle. It was everything me and another big, strong dude could do to get the 3 section of that up the stairs and out of the house. It was a fucking
horrible
nightmare. One good thing they did point out here was if you have the means, the return on investment is almost 100% as a backup generator. That was one that was costly, but was a real benefit to people as far as resale went. You were almost always getting your money back on that, and it was a real addition when you were listing your house. Already installed backup generator for your home.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can backup generators, you can easily drop 20, 30 grand on.
Certainly.
Especially after the electrician comes in and ties in generator panel and everything else.
Right.
But definitely worth it for sure.
Yeah.
I will 100% stand behind that one.
Yeah, and the new ones basically just look like another air conditioning unit right beside your air conditioning unit.
Yep.
They're not huge, they're not loud. And even then, if you've lost power, well, that's your neighbor's problem. If your generator is a little loud, well, I got my TV and my heat and my...
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
Right?
Dude, if I had my choice, I'd have one that's the size of my car to run my entire house. People don't understand that most generators on houses they're not sized to run the entire house. They're sized to run a couple of lighting circuits, a few outlets, your kitchen refrigerator, your stove, and your furnace, water, basic essentials.
They keep the warm things warm and the cold things cold and keep a couple of lights on in the house. They ain't meant to do everything. Right.
But I tell you what, being an electrician, if I'm fucking doing it, that generator is going to be the size to run my entire house. I will have full function of my house.
in our perspective, we definitely would have to think about doing that. I wouldn't want a half-assed one, right? Because if you're going to do that, just buy one, make a double-ended plug, and plug it into one circuit in your house that runs your stove and your freezer and call it a day, right? So, so if there's anything I could say as we slowly start to wrap this one up a little bit, if you can afford to all cash your improvements, in the long run, it certainly doesn't cut into your return on investment as much because you're not factoring in the interest that you'd pay.
Right.
I understand everybody doesn't have that availability, but better to wait another year or two for the improvement, unless it's something safety or health-wise you have to do right now. Save up the money, pay to have it done or do it yourself, and not take out any sort of financing, because that interest over whatever timeline it is just a killer on that return on investment. And if you're doing this for resale, it's the last thing you want to worry about is cutting into the money you're making.
Right.
Right.
And when it comes to financing stuff like that, I completely agree with you. I do honestly believe that paying cash for remodels while you're living there is 100% right. You don't want it to stress you out, and you don't want it to be a burden. I think if you are a person that is in a position to where maybe you just want to get some renovations done, dude, you are struggling.
Sorry, folks.
Ice
He's trying to
is
get a
kicking
piece
his
of ice.
ass.
It's kicking my ass here.
If you're in a position of you're trying to get some renovations done before you sell the home, I think using some of these kind of purchase finance options that a lot of carpet contractors have out there now, painters have out there now. Hey, don't worry about paying us now. Pay us when you sell the house.
Right.
Now they're going to create what's called a lien against your house, and they will be in the first position of payout.
Right.
Right.
And make sure they get their money. Yeah, I do like
Right.
that they offer those features for some people. That's great.
That's an option.
Yeah.
But that eats into it eats into the equity you have, right?
Well, and you bring equity up because, not to go off on a financial tangent here, but here's the problem right now. So few people, and I didn't look up the numbers for this, but knowing the market and knowing my finance history and banking stuff, so few people sell a home and move into a lesser value home. Unless you had paid off your mortgage and moved into a similar home, the equity position is usually not great,
Right.
for most people. You might have enough to pay for the company that, as you say, put in your new carpets or did this or did that before you moved out in order to spruce up the old place to sell to buy new.
Yep.
Very rarely is there a ton of extra equity, except for people who are older or are lucky enough to work hard and pay off their first mortgage before they sold and things like that.
Yep.
That's a tough position to be in. You hope that you're making a few bucks when you sell and move, but unless you're downgrading, as let's say you don't have the money for your big home because you change jobs or something, or you're retiring and you're downsizing,
Yeah.
that's a but that's not a lot of people.
No, not for the most part. And well, frankly, let's be honest, man. There's not a lot of freaking people buying houses anymore either. Like my kids coming up, none of them should own a home. I've tried to teach them. They don't want to know what it takes to own a fucking home.
Right.
None of them should own one. They should stay in apartments. Unless they marry somebody that doesn't have their head in their ass.
Yeah, go down, look up on the internet, let's say, pick a number, the 20 most common homeowner, not DIY, not renovation stuff, but just upkeep projects that the average person has to do.
Maintenance project?
Yeah, and if you can't do 15 out of the 20, you got to hire a person, you're not ready.
Nope.
Unless you got the finances to pay a guy or a gal.
Yep.
Like, yeah, you got to really think ahead now.
Yep.
And the cost, dude.
Yep. It's a huge cost. And the house market is fucking insane.
I don't want to get off on a weird tangent. It seems like the people who own the bigger companies who build these properties and things, it seems like they don't want people to own homes. They want you to have to rent because it's more profitable for them. But that's a side tangent I'm not going off on today.
But it's a matter of, you know what, if you can do your home improvements fully cash based, fantastic, do it. I know with all of my projects, I know that I'm already sitting in a position where I'm going to have to finance a certain part of my basement. It's going to be the carpet, because we're going to recarpet the entire basement and the stairs all in one shot. Right. Like when it's all said and done, that's the last thing that's going to happen, and it's all going to be done. So it's a huge chunk.
Right.
And by that point, my remodel budget is going to be shot. So.
And you have so many weird angles and corners.
I do.
You don't, there ain't a square room, I don't think, in that. Maybe that downstairs bedroom.
The one that I'm built is.
Right. That might be a square. I mean, not square, but
it's not square, but it is squared off.
A squared off room, yeah. But man, I don't think you got another square angle in that whole downstairs.
Nope, not a single room.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be cutting the carpet for that. I can tell you that. Definitely.
The hallway's at an angle. The living room has the angled entry. The living room is mostly square, I suppose.
Well, I think I can sum up this whole episode by saying the joys of being a homeowner.
Bless.
Yeah, you got to know what you're in for. What am I missing, man?
Well, I want to take a minute to tell everybody thanks for hanging out with us again, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you got a laugh, and maybe you just went, yeah, they're right. Yeah, I'm going to send this off to my buddy so that they can tell him what I've been trying to tell him for a while.
Yes, and send us photos of your remodel projects, good and bad.
Yeah, for
We'd
sure.
love to see some of them.
Oh, which reminds me, I should probably put pictures of mine.
A few up, yeah. I'll send a photo or two of my still ungrouted kitchen tile.
Other than that, thanks for everybody for listening. Reach out to us on all of our socials, Facebook, Instagram, at ISAW Podcast. You can hit us up on our emails. You can hit us up on our website at isawpodcast.com. You can text us at the text line of, Jason, what is the number again for me?
507-607-4729. That's 507-607-ISAW. ISAW.
Amen to that. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, and if you do leave us a voice message on that, we will probably put it on air and shout you out. So please feel free to reach out and talk to us as much as you can.
You can talk a lot of shit in voicemail because that'll make it funny.
Yeah, please. We're here for it. We know we're a couple electricians and everybody thinks we don't clean up after each other and we're pre-Madonnas, so that's what it is. Yeah, get fucked, all yeah. But no, all jokes aside, thank you very much for listening again this week. We appreciate you. As we say every week, your work keeps the world working, and good luck on your current or ongoing homeowner improvement projects. John, thanks, buddy.
Cilantro, sir.
Cheers.